Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another monster analysis video. So in today's video, we've got Blumeria. This is one of the newest corrupted mythic monsters. It's an attacker. Lots of you guys have been saying some positive things about him, or her. It's actually a she, now that I see it. It literally says it right here. But yeah, you guys have said some positive things about her, so I'm gonna see how good she is and if she's actually worth your gems, because this monster is available in Untitled, and I'm gonna let you guys know if it's actually worth rank 5 or not, for those of you that are planning on getting into rank 5. So let's see how good this monster is. But before we do that, let's go ahead and read like the backstory here. So Blumeria used to live in the meadow side of the Cardinal Forest, but one day her roots absorbed some toxins in the soil and her colors dimmed significantly. The rest of the sunflowers suggest that she left since she was ruining their view. Oh, that's not cool. Blumeria felt demoralized and left in shame. She hid in the swamp, but the darkness of the habitat didn't help her intoxication. After all, she was a sunflower who didn't see the sunlight. Her personality changed completely. The toxins, which were now part of her sap, had given her powers, so she drew the attention of the monsters, of other monsters at her new home. She became an asset of the swamp, a kind of mean guard who specialized in turning unwanted visitors away. Interesting. So what makes this monster so unique is not just the element. You have the light element, right? But also the trait. Look at the traits. You have anticipation at rank 0, so right away you have access to anticipation. You have cool and immunity at rank 1, which is really good. And at rank 3, I believe that is self-random elementator. Yep. Okay, so self-random elementator, that could come in handy. So that's actually pretty darn good, I've got to say. Trait-wise, that's really good. But it is a light attacker, so rip Mouseron, I've got to say. Alright, anyways, so Blumeria is the name. Oh, you got Petal Scythe, or Scythe. Removes shields from all enemies, deals heavy nature damage to all enemies, applies double damage to itself. Okay, so that right there itself, that's actually pretty good, because first of all, you remove the shield before you're dealing damage, right? So that's actually pretty good advantage that she has. So first you're removing all the shield that the enemy has, and then you're basically dealing your nature damage to all enemies. And I've got to say, this monster is a light and has nature skills, so you have 2 elements basically, not just one. And then on top of that, you're actually, boosting up your damage on yourself, so you get double damage. Then you have this other skill, which removes all negative side effects from itself. Oh, it's a negative effect removal skill. Interesting. It applies a random hater effect and life regen to itself. Ooh, okay, that skill is actually kind of good. Now, if you have any negative status effect, it could be like, for example, well, actually, this monster can get denied easily. So if it's like stun, possession, those things, I don't think you can really do much about it, unless if you have possession, and let's say you have possession, right, and you try to charge up and he basically ends up using that, then that's a good thing. But other than that, like stun and stuff like that, you can't really do much about it. But if you have any tortures, cursed, sunburn, any of those other stuff, then you can go on and cleanse that, and on top of that, you're applying a random what's called hater effect and life regen. So next turn you're basically regaining that health, and also you have the hater effect. Burning Hate Fist. This is a very heavy light damage to one enemy. Applies sunburn to one enemy and applies double damage. Another double damage skill to itself, and on top of that, you're applying a torture, which is sunburn. And I think that's the only torture that she has. So we'll have to see the rest of the skills, but I think that's the only one. Really bad Weeds. Applies 2 random hater effects and 1 extra turn to itself. Okay, so I guess you can use that in the beginning. If, let's say, the enemy doesn't have any anticipation monsters, you could literally use that in the beginning. Oh, actually, you could pair this monster up with Chuckle Muckle, because you're applying the Pyrophobic Shield, and the only nice fire attackers that I could think of right now would be Minos. Seriously, Minos or Panikin, but Panikin is being used as a denier most of the time, so you could literally run Chuckle with this monster, apply the Pyrophobic Shield first in the beginning, and here, even if you use the really bad Weeds and there's an anticipation monster that's taken in the next turn, it's okay, because here's the thing. You have the Pyrophobic Shield, so they can't deal any damage to you, like for example Korai, right? So running Chuckle with this monster would be a good idea. So the 2 random hater effects, that could be random, okay? You can end up getting lucky with it, or you can end up getting unlucky with it. So that's like a lottery, alright? But anyways, besides that, once again, I really like the traits. I like that she has a nature skill, actually a couple nature, I believe. Is it just one or more than one? But let's just say nature skills as well. while she's a light element monster. So it says Blumeria is a light attacker. She gains extra turns, hitter effects, double damage, life regen, or negative stats effect removal. When she attacks, she can apply shield breaks and deal a high amount of damage. Blumeria has an evolving trait at rank 0. She has Anticipation. Rank 1, she becomes a cooldown, and rank 3, she'll gain a random hitter effect at the start of every battle. Now here's the thing, this monster can be denied very easily, so you gotta watch out from like monsters like Gatorine, Sensei Panikin, and stuff like that. But other than that, it's a pretty good monster. And also, any monster that could trait disable like Zabora, Dew, or Wormhole, because this monster does have a really good trait. You have Anticipation and cooldown immunity, because if Wormhole takes in the first turn or something, doesn't matter. Whenever it's Wormhole's turn and you don't have any Megaton monsters protecting you or anything like that, then rip that trait. But anyways, so let's take a look at the stats. So this is level 100 by the way. You have about 86,861. Unfortunately, life, she is lacking on life a bit, or a lot. So maybe you can give some mutant rings or something like that. We're going to take a look at the power. So you have 8,591 power. That's an insane amount of power to have. Oh my goodness. Speed is 6,479. Whoa. Okay, so power and speed is amazing. Okay, it's well done. But life, unfortunately, she is lagging on life. But what I recommend doing when you're runing her, since this monster is an attacker, you can go with like one speed rune that is mutated with life, and also 2 strength runes that are also mutated with life. So you're basically pairing up 1 speed and 2 strength, but they all have mutant runes that are mixed with life. So you're basically also buffing up Blumeria's life up there as well. But if you don't have any mutant runes here and there, then I guess, well, maybe you can go with 1 life, 1 strength, and 1 speed. Okay, or if you don't want to do that, just go with the normal setup, 2 strength and 1 speed. You can also do a team speed instead of the speed if you'd like to. Don't run triple strength because then this monster will be a bit slow. Although she does have a pretty good amount of speed there, but why make it slower? Okay, so yeah, but besides that, let's take a look at the relics. You have sword and sword, so double swords. That's actually not a bad idea. For attackers, it's not. Okay, you can literally run wingsuit sword with laser beam sword. You could do cane sword with laser beam sword as well, or you could do cane sword with wingsuit sword. So there are multiple options. Okay, but I don't hate it. I don't hate it. For books, you have villains. Those monsters in the villains book, it's female as well. Wicked Gaia as well. Interesting. So unfortunately, not too many books. So in terms of wars and stuff like that, you'll only have it in the female villains, and I don't think I've seen Wicked Gaia in war. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. But yeah, not that I know of. So villains, female, and if Wicked Gaia is a restriction in war, then I guess you could go ahead and use this monster in there. But anyways, take a look at the basic skills. You have moderate physical damage to one enemy. This is a 0 turn cooldown, 0 stamina cost, so it's a spammable skill. 40 damage output. So you can continue spamming this as long as you want, right? As much as you want. Because remember, it's a physical damage, not just that, but also 0 cooldown, 0 stamina. And even if this monster didn't have the cooldown immunity trait, and let's say it gets trait disabled or something like that, it's okay. If they try to hit you with CDA, no problem. You have X strike that you can continue spamming. So if you want to run that, you can. You also have Solar Blast, which is a moderate light damage to an enemy, and applies Sunburn. So you're applying that Sunburn torture. And here's the thing, it's a 0 turn cooldown, 0 stamina cost. That's really, really good. So you don't really need any stamina at all. And anyways, so you have Global Warming, which is a moderate light damage to all enemies, applies sunburns to all enemies. This is a 16 stamina cost with 1 turn cooldown. Oh my goodness, this is actually pretty good. It's an AoE moderate light damage that basically applies sunburn, but it is a 30 damage output. Now imagine if that was like 40 or 50. Anyways, we've already seen Hate Fist, we've seen the Petal Scythe, and so that one as well. Burning Hate Fist, we also saw that one, and same with the really bad weeds. Now here's the thing, guys, if you really want to go with Global Warming over any of the skills, you can. It's a pretty good skill. 16 stamina cost, which is really low, and also 1 turn cooldown. You don't really have to worry about the 1 turn cooldown. Well, actually you do, never mind. Yeah, because you have the cooldown immunity trait, so if anyone tries to hit you with cooldown activation, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay because you won't really... the CDA won't really work on you because you have the cooldown immunity trait that's protecting you. But it is not a spammable skill, so you can't use it every turn. But maybe you can run it with like Roostwain or something, and Roostwain can continue restoring the cooldowns and applying stamina regen. But anyways, besides that, her ultimate, it's called Sunny Day and Hell. It's an insane light damage to all enemies, applies sunburn to all enemies, applies ignite to all enemies. Another sunburn effect, but this time there's also ignite. And you're also dealing insane light damage. That ultimate is really, really good for an attacker. It's literally one of the best ultimates right there. So I've got to say, ultimates, skill-wise, everything is really good. Stat-wise, it's amazing. Straight-wise, relic-wise, literally everything. I just wish she was in, you know, more than just 3 books. Maybe like 4 or 5, that would have been really nice. But that would be a little too OP, I don't know. Level 150, you'll have 11,184 speed, 20,304 power, and 243,576 life. Now, keep in mind, like I mentioned earlier, if you're gonna ruin her and you're gonna go with like 2 strength and 1 speed, and they're mutated with life, you should have her around like 290k, probably more than that. I don't know. I'll have to see once I get this monster. Hopefully, I'll get it to rank 5. That's what I'm planning on doing on my MG account, and also on my alt account that I share with my friends. I'm gonna see if I can actually get it as high as possible, because I don't have too many gems on that account, but I do have tons on MG, so I'll get a rank 5 on MG for sure. Now, in case you're wondering, will this monster take over Kurai in the meta? I'd say so, yeah. I would say so. It doesn't mean that they'll stop using Kurai, so you still gotta watch out for Kurai. So you can still use Kurai if you'd like to, but if you want to pick up Blumeria, 100% do it. It's worth the gems, and I will be making a video on whenever the tales actually begin. I'll make a video on how to get this monster, and even if you want to get it to rank 5, I'll go ahead and do that. So make sure you subscribe and you have notifications on to see that. But I also want to mention before I end off this video, for obscure talents, you can give this monster Dispelling Fist, Unrelenting Assault, or even Burning Hands. I guess you could go with Burning Hands if you'd like to, but you don't really have to do like Sin Eater or anything like that, because this monster could literally use the remove all negative side effects skill, right, and basically cleanse everything. So you don't have to go with Sin Eater, but if you want to, you can. But still, it's a waste of a obscure talent slot. So I'd really recommend running UA, Dispelling Fist, or Burning Hands all together, because this monster does not have any burning skills or effect. All she has is Sunburn, and that's the only torture that I see. But yeah, guys, that's going to be pretty much it for today's monster review video or monster analysis video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, drop a like, and also subscribe to turn notifications on, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.